Hey guys, welcome to my first Photoshop tutorial here. Today we're going to be showing, or I'm going to be showing rather, how to make a forum signature like this one. You just put it below uh, your posts in a forum, if you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, it looks pretty cool, so darn people and their IMs. Let's get started here. It's going to end up like this, first of all, if you're looking at this right now. Something like that. We're going to go to File, New, and make a new document about 400 width by 100 height, okay? And you can make that transparent and then OK. And it'll look something of this nature, like this. If you have the actual size there, okay? Once you have a brand new layer, we're going to go to Filter, Render, Clouds, so we have a new thing like this. Then you're going to want to make a new layer, bring out your brush tool, and get some grunge brushes. Make sure you have some downloaded prior to this. So yeah, make sure you have some grungy brushes. And what you want to do is just simply just put some on there, and then lower the opacity to about 50, and then start another layer and do the same thing. Just make some grunginess on it basically, and lower the opacity to 50 or anywhere else in between there, and put the layer style to soft light. You could also experiment your own way, and then you want to do that as many times as you want. I'm just gonna go with 4 for the sake of what we're doing here. I'm gonna lower this one a little bit. You could also do Control I and invert it there just for a cool look. Maybe you want to reorder the layers a little bit, so it's all in personal taste. So once you have your grungy layers, so to speak, up, select your render clouds layer, which should be your bottom layer about, and then go to image adjustments, hue/saturation, or Control U on your keyboard, and then check that colorize thing on the bottom right, and just find a color you like. I'm going to do a bluish color, like that. It's fine. You don't want to saturate it too much, so I had mine on 25. And then what we want to do is go to Image, Adjustments, and Color Balance, or Control B. And then just adjust the color a little more to your liking there. However you want. Doesn't really matter. It's not going to affect you in the long run too much. So once you have a cool color there, okay, like that, something similar to this, what we want to do is then add our render in. And what our render is a picture, basically, like this one I have of this Halo guy right here. And that's what I'm going to add in. So if I can find the guy, here he is. I'm going to drag my render in, or my picture. Okay, so find a picture you want and drag it in, just like that. Resize it how you want. And right there, planetrenders.net has some pretty cool video game ones, if that's what you're looking for. Then we're going to grab the marquee tool and feather it 20 pixels, and make sure you have your picture selected. And then we're just going to make sure it's feathered again, and then select random parts around the picture, and then like this, and click delete. And the reason for that is we're just fading it out a little bit. Control Z if anything ever gets messed up there. Some errors might pop up, but you want it relatively good. So something like that. Just feather basically the outside image, and you're good. Now we're going to add some text by inserting. We don't need to insert a new layer because we'll just grab the text tool and it'll insert one for us. And then type what you're looking for. I'm going to do Comet because that's what I usually use in Halo games. So yeah, find a good font and then lay your text right there. And for a cool touch, duplicate that text layer by dragging it down to a new layer icon, and then go to Filter, Blur, Motion Blur, rasterize it, and then go to a 90-degree angle, and do about 27 pixels, 25, 30, somewhere around there, and then lower the opacity a little bit, and that gives you a little cool look there. So that's pretty cool looking. So not that impossible, again, very easy to do, and we did that extremely fast. You might also want to add some blending options to that text, like a drop shadow maybe a little bit there, and maybe even a stroke or a bevel and emboss. I'm just going to do a small bevel and emboss, like maybe about 160 depth and then a 8 size there, and that gives it a pretty cool look right there. You can see mine down here has a little bit more detail and quite a bit more layers, and that's just messing around with stuff, basically. But if we want to add a border, we can simply go to a new layer, edit, stroke, and maybe like a 2 pixel black on the inside, and then OK. And it could not stroke the layer because there's nothing to stroke. So before you add a stroke, make sure you Control A and select it all. So that's all I got for you guys there. I just added a stroke, and you got a pretty cool signature there. You can just adjust the size how you want and add some details. Change that color up a bit. Remember, hue, saturation, whatever you really want, but not that impossible. You can also go in. I'm going to go into the gun right here and have a white brush and select a new brush. I have some stars here, and make the size a lot smaller, obviously. And then you can add some like little stars around here. Make sure you're doing this in a new layer, by the way. You usually want new items in a layer. So like that, and then we're going to lower the opacity a bit and blur it with a Gaussian blur, just so maybe it looks like some smoke rather than a gunshot. And then you can up the opacity back to 100, and then we got a little cool smoke feature coming out of his gun. So just some cool things you can add to your own signature there. So yeah, you just got to experiment with color and text and stuff like that. So thanks for joining me in this Photoshop tutorial, guys. I'm Marty Schindler, and I'll catch you guys later.